Okay, so again, at Grazo, that's the sushi plate. So there's no fish in there. It's a vegan sushi. It's all vegetables, but they use jicama to make their rice. And they use the, I think they use like the rice vinegar so that it has that flavor like it would if you were eating, you know, traditional sushi. Absolutely delicious. And then, so this is the pesto recipe that I put in the handout. And this is pesto served at one of our raw brunches over kelp noodles.
And these are two good lazy meals.
Yeah, this is, that's right. Joe loves to make the sushi. If we come home and you don't have, you don't have the energy, or you know, just don't want to spend the time preparing some kind of gourmet raw meal, both of these, that pesto recipe, to put that on the table, literally probably takes me about 20 minutes. Just to I put all the pesto ingredients into the food processor, and you know, blend it up and then pour it over the kelp noodles. I stick it in the dehydrator for 15 minutes and let it warm up a little bit, and then we're eating. And the sushi too, Joe will just roll around all different kinds of vegetables and put guacamole inside, or there's a recipe also in your handout for a mock salmon pate, which by the way tastes nothing like salmon, but it's absolutely delicious. It's from Alyssa Cohen's book, and she just calls it mock salmon because it's pink because of the red bell pepper, but that's fabulous inside sushi rolls. And okay, so then there's also a recipe in your handout for blood juice. This is a delicious juice. If you make it for kids, you might want to use less ginger, or maybe skip the ginger, because the ginger, you know, can be a little spicy. Although Amy's Ella would love ginger, I'm sure. And then the cheesy kale chips. So I had wanted to make them for this class, but I ran out of time. But the cheesy kale chips, those three ingredients, the cashews, lemon, and red bell pepper, are the ingredients for making the cheesy kale chips. It's so easy. You just put all that stuff in the blender, blend it up, pour it over your kale, and massage it in there, stick it in the dehydrator, and about 5-6 hours later, you've got chips that will blow Doritos out the door. They're so good. They're so good. I mean, they literally crunch, and they, you know, dissolve in your mouth. Something about the kale, and it's so thin, it gets super, super crispy. If anybody was at Tamara's talk at the Athenaeum, she had them there. Really good. That's who I got the recipe from. Next. Okay, so this is just the pile of produce for our morning juice. So in the morning, I chop everything up and then run it through the juicer, and that's what we'll have for breakfast. And some of the piles will get, you know, huge, and it looks so beautiful. It's such a nice way to start the day too, to actually touch your food like that, and, you know, see that whole pile, and then, you know, watch it go through. And you can save the pulp and make crackers out of it and stuff. I haven't had much success with it. I haven't combined it with other stuff, but I think if you do combine it with other things, you can get a good cracker out of it. Just a few examples of how it's easy to incorporate aspects of this into your life without, you don't have to go 100% raw. So again, the juice, make your own juice. And if you can, make one meal a day liquid. I like to make it breakfast, because when you go to bed at night, you should not eat for 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. It gives your body a chance to digest. And then when you're sleeping, your body has that opportunity to do its healing and regeneration. If you eat right before you go to bed, your body's digesting instead of healing, which it wants to do then. So don't eat for 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed. You sleep all night, your body's detoxing. You wake up in the morning. If you have a green juice, you continue that fast up until you eat your first meal at lunch. So you're extending the time that your body gets to heal and regenerate. So that's great. So the Himalayan crystal salt, this is what it looks like. This is the salt that I recommend everybody get. It is, throw out your table salt. If you're not going to do anything else, this would be the thing to do. This is what it looks like. This is how they mine it out of the Himalayan mountains. And they break it up smaller and smaller, so you get it, you know, into these granules, and then you put this into your grinder, and then you grind it onto your table. There is nothing processed about this. This has been in the mountains for millions of years, and this is pure mineral. It is medicinal for your body, as opposed to table salt that is deadly for your body. There's nothing good about that Morton's, table salt. So definitely get the Himalayan pink sea salt. Crystal salt. And here's some of the things. It contains all of the minerals that are found in the human body. I mean, you can read all of this. It stabilizes your body's pH. And it's great. And the taste is better. You end up not needing as much. It's so good that I put it in our smoothies and our juices. I just add it. I mean, who adds salt for benefit to something, But this salt you want in your diet. And you can do things like I was YouTubing things for this class, like some different ideas. If you go on YouTube and look up like raw snacks for kids, there's this woman that does them. She skewered just a bunch of fruit pieces and had her kids help her, and so they've got these shish kebabs of fruit. And then she made a cashew cream sauce, which is super easy to do, and you can flavor it with lemon or orange, and just pour it over. And the kids are eating these. It's fun for them. Another great tip that she had was she serves the kids their food in a muffin tin. You know how you have 9 muffin cups there? And she gives that to them. She fills half the holes with chopped vegetables and pieces of fruit. And then the other cups she puts in guacamole and the cashew cream sauce and like the pate recipe that I have in there. And then you give each kid the muffin tin and they sit down. It's fun and they get to pick and try different dips and stuff. And it's so good for them. It's just 100% nutritious. So, and the other suggestion was to add something raw to each meal. So if you don't want to do this, full steam, make a commitment that each time I eat something, I'm going to eat one raw thing with it. And you're best off to eat that first, because then you're putting those enzymes in your body. It's going to help you digest and process the other food that you're going to follow it with. So that's a good thing to do. The other thing I want to say too about raw snacks is that there's a couple of websites, and I put them on the handout as well, that you can buy prepared raw snacks at, and they're delicious. Glazer Organic Farms, which I put on there, does an excellent job. They have nori chips that are just sheets of raw nori that they spread with different nut flavored things like a pesto or garden flavor, sesame, and they send it to you. And the packs are, they're like this big, like it's like a pint, and it's maybe $4. It's not that crazy. And so we'll buy a bunch of that stuff, keep it in the fridge. They sell the banana balls I put on there. Those are absolutely delicious. We just keep that stuff in the fridge. So when you get home from work, if you don't feel like making something, or even at work, I'll keep it in the fridge. If you feel like nibbling, then you don't need to go get a coffee. If you eat a couple of banana balls, that'll give you the energy that you need, and you're benefiting your body. You're not depleting it by drinking coffee. Okay, so then when you're heating food, think about the fact that the more you heat it, the more you're destroying the nutrients in the food. So try to keep that as little heat as possible. We've been blanching a lot, spinach, and it's been a nice way to get. It's kind of comforting to have something a little bit of warm, but I just do a little bit of warm water on it just to break up the spinach a little bit, but it's still vibrant green and a little bit of crunchy, and that's a nice way to heat it up. You don't have to cook it like crazy. And then make your own sauces. Don't buy the store-bought sauces. Even if it's organic and it says all natural and it doesn't have any bad ingredients in it, it's in a jar, it's in a can, it's been pasteurized. So there's no life force left in it.